following the announcement that the Russian Navy's sole aircraft carrier, the Admiral Kuznetsov, had returned to dry dock after 3 years. Speculation regarding the ship's possible early retirement was largely dispelled, with the vessel expected to continue to serve in the Russian Navy for well over a decade after refurbishment and modernization are complete. Whether the outbreak of war in Ukraine in February and subsequent fast worsening of tensions with NATO, which has been accompanied by a rapid growth in state revenues as a result of high oil prices, may have changed the Russian Defense Ministry's plans for the warship, remains uncertain. Among the upgrades expected are new electronics and sensors, a complete overhaul of propulsion systems, and possibly integration of new close-in weapon systems and of Zicron hypersonic cruise missiles to replace the aging Soviet P-700. Alongside the Kuznetsov, which is likely to return to service by 2024, the Russian Navy is also set to receive 2 new lighter carriers around the middle of the decade, which are currently under construction in Crimea. Set to be named the Sevastopol and the Vladivostok, estimates for the ship's displacements have ranged from 25,000 to over 40,000 tons. Serving as assault ships, they will deploy Ka-52 attack helicopters as their primary combat aircraft and may also deploy vertical landing-capable fighters that have been reported from the late 2010s to be under development. While Russia has not invested in producing cruiser or destroyer-sizes ships since the collapse of the Soviet Union, the commissioning of 2 new carriers to accompany the Admiral Kuznetsov would provide a sizable fleet for power projection operations, albeit one limited by the range of escorts and logistical assets available. With work to modernize the Kuznetsov underway, and with both assault carriers having been laid down in 2020, there is little question that all 3 will be in service sometime in the second half of the decade. It remains uncertain, however, both how capable the warships will be, with outstanding questions from whether the lighter ships will deploy fighters to whether the Kuznetsov will receive the Navy's latest Zicron missiles. Furthermore, the fleets the ships will be deployed under and whether they will rely on newer but shorter-ranged frigates or heavier but much older destroyers and cruisers for their escorts remains uncertain. The Russian Navy is currently divided between 4 fleets in a single flotilla, none of which have open access to the ocean. Where the Caspian flotilla can be ruled out entirely due to its isolation and very small size, the Black Sea Fleet and Baltic Fleet also remain unlikely to receive carriers for multiple reasons. Both remain largely bottled in by the territories of neighboring NATO member states, and their more confined environments are better suited to deployments of frigates, corvettes and coastal defense systems such as the Bastion. The small size of both maritime theaters means that carriers will be of only limited use, being vulnerable to strikes and eclipsed in their potential usefulness by the capabilities of shore-based aircraft which have both seas comfortably within their ranges. Thus it is likely that carrier deployments will be focused in what are arguably the Russian Navy's 2 most strategically critical fleets, the Pacific Fleet and the Northern Fleet.